What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Spartan Green Ranger, and in tonight's episode, I've got another toy review for you. This is, of course, the King-Ohger from the aptly named Super Sentai King-Ohger. This is our very first full insectoid-based Super Sentai series. The main mecha consists of 5 core mecha and then 5 auxiliary mecha. And then we have a couple of mini mechas that come in later in, the snail and the pill bug, which are really, really cool. All the bugs in the series are supposed to be kind of god themed. It's really cool. We also have a few more mecha that have already been released and a few more that are getting released in June here of 2020. Of course, those next 3 mecha will be in a separate video. We're going to focus right here on like the main mecha. This is a really cool season because you get to see these mecha day 1 of the series. It's really, really awesome. If you haven't checked it out yet, you definitely need to check out King-Ohger. It is really, really good. But without further ado, let's get into this full in-depth review here on Spartan Green Ranger Reviews. Now, when it comes to this mecha, there are, like I said in the intro, 5 core Zords, and then the King-Ohger has 5 auxiliary Zords that help make up the main Zord. And then, of course, very early on, we get 2 auxiliary Zord weapons. I will say this, there has been a definite plastic change in the Super Sentai mecha. These feel like a much thinner plastic compared to what we're normally used to with Super Sentai. It doesn't mean they're a bad toy, but it does kind of reflect on how things are getting more expensive. So even Super Sentai toys are having to deal with some cheaper plastics. Now, they still haven't skimped in any way. We have probably the most articulated line of mecha that we've had in a long time when you look at these toys. But we do get 5 little auxiliary Zords. We get 2 spiders, and these kind of have little cool palette swaps, as you can tell. You get 2 ladybugs that are exactly the same in every way, shape, or form. And then you get this little guy, the god ant. And he's cute, but he's definitely got no paint details at all. I think if there would just been a little bit of color separation, this would have been even more impressive. It looks almost like, honestly, the spider has had just a little bit of change up to make him look like an ant, to be honest, for the mecha. We're going to look here at the dragonfly. The translucent plastic is nice. I will say I do like this color separation that comes right here on the wings. Of course, the bee is really well done. The translucent plastic on there is really well done. The butterfly is really nice. Wings move on all of these guys that have wings. These move, but it's mainly for transformation. And then the praying mantis has a lot of movable parts as well. Then we have God Kuwata. He is basically the bulk of the mecha. He does basically everything, and then everything just kind of attaches to him. Now, in forms of transformation, it's pretty simple. We just kind of stand him up and fold this down and kind of let that sit there for a second. We're going to take these arms up out of the way, and we're just going to kind of do a rotate. Actually, I'm sorry. We need to rotate the arms up before do anything. Oop, that pops loose really quick. So good to make note of that for later references. Good clicks though. I'll say this, it's probably easier to take and do this like this and rotate them up. Make a clearance first and kind of rotate these down and out of the way. And then this comes down And then these horns come up like so. And then your arms, you can move those up and fold this down and straighten these out. And there we have one arm. Fold this down, straighten these out, and now we have another arm right there. Now when it comes to legs, we take the mantis here, fold that flat, these come down, this comes up, and kind of like a Dawn Brother, it looks like that. If you guys haven't seen the Dawn Brother mecha, it's pretty similar on how these all connect. Then for the bee, we're just going to close everything up real tight, bring the wings down, lock those into place, and then that kind of locks into place right here and right there. Good, real chunky clicks. Whoop, he's got a lot of posability. Next off, we're going to raise this camera up a little bit, and we're going to take this out. This becomes our head. We're just going to move those forward and move the horns. Ooh, really good joints, by the way. And we're going to have our head. Set that off to the side. We're then going to take our first spider. He has a little peg right here. We open this up and it connects right here. Then we're going to take our other spider. This opens up like this and connects in here somehow, like that right there. Peg, hole, good. Then we take, this has pegs like this and just connects in. That's a nice satisfying chunk. As we all know, I like having the good chunk sounds. And then we take our ladybugs. They just plug in like that right there. And then for the rest of this just detaches like this right here, comes around, and just connects in the back like, ooh, that is a tough connecting joint. Like that right there. Okay, so there we have it. There is our main mecha all together. Now, I will say this. There is a lot, and I mean a lot, of posability. You have leg joints that are on ball joints. You have knee movement, so you can actually pose really well. The feet have little twisty parts here. Has to play on both sides to help flatten this thing out so you can have some posability. You have full 360 arm movement. You have up and down, you have elbow, you have wrist, you have joint. It's all there. Really, really beautiful for posability. Now, when it comes to making the sword, you take and you put this peg right here. Well, if I could get it to connect. Okay, so from off camera, there I had it trying to peg in the wrong space. There's a peg right there and a connector right there. And then you take the ant god and it just kind of goes on like that right there. And then you can slide up these ladybugs or moving them around whichever way you want to, like that. Lock those in, bend the elbow, and that folds down out of the way. And you have peg and hole. And you have your sword. All in all, really cool. To do the Gatling weapon, you just rotate and it just kind of replaces the ladybug. Goes on like so. Locks on, and then you have a Gatling arm, which is really cool. But then also, whoop, let's get him posed. Really cool posability, guys. I really am enjoying that on the posability side of things. You then have the pill bug, which you can replace your sword with, closes up, and then he has a ball and chain weapon, which is, of course, fantastic as well. As for final thoughts, guys, this is honestly still a really, really cool mecha. I like that we've got a lot more posability. It's not as big as some of the more current mecha that we've getting like Dawn Brothers and stuff like that, but still beautiful. All in all, I'll still call this a Super Sentai mecha. Is a little bit on the cheaper plastic side. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of a stronger plastic, but that's the only nitpick I've got. I'm still really excited because this is a full-fledged Japanese mecha. All in all, looks really, really well done. And I like the face sculpt. Face sculpt looks really, really good. And of course, being able to have a lot of posability gives another check mark back in the win column for me. So, final thoughts. Would I purchase this again? Most definitely. Would I recommend this purchase? Right now, at the price point that you can get it from, you definitely should. Now, if you want to pick this up from where I got it, you should definitely hit up tocollectibles.com. They have amazing deals on these right now, but they are selling out and selling out fast. I've ordered everything for this line from them. Amazing prices. I think I got this for $272. $272 was the full price for everything I've got so far. I do need to add another $45 for God Scorpion for when he comes in. When he does, I will be doing God Scorpion, God Kabuto, and God Cricket, God Grasshopper, I'm sorry, all together in another video. Now, guys, I want to thank you so much for all the support, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. I enjoy the feedback either way, and I love interacting with all of you. Also, let me know what you think about this toy in the comments. Do you think this is still a pretty good hit from Bandai? Do you think this is a miss from Bandai? I think it's a hit just because of the posability alone, and I love insects. So, big win in my column. As always, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you liked, make sure you subscribed, and make sure you leave me a comment down below. Also, if you would make sure that if you've not subscribed, to hit that subscribe button. It takes just a second, and it lets them know that you love my content and pushes it out to other people. As always, thank you again for all the love and support. We will see you in the next video. And remember, always have fun playing with your toys, not just collecting. Peace.